How you doing, everybody? It's the 4th of January 2010. Bad day in Dublin still, bad day in Ireland still. The weather's locked us all in around the place. It's global warming, obviously, so you know where I'm coming from. If you don't have to travel, don't travel, that's all I'd say. I went up to North County Dublin today. I had to go to a meeting and I went up to North County Dublin today. Like the other side of the moon, man. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, there's a couple of things. What I've decided to do is in future, it's going to be a bit more work for me, but I think I have to do it. I was sitting in the car waiting for this meeting today, and I had to think about myself about the last little snip that I put on, the last little posting about this man Cahill Daly, Cardinal Cahill Daly, and about Albert Reynolds and about all that thing. And I thought to myself, if you were a 25-year-old and you logged onto this madman's site, this fella me here, you logged onto his site, and you saw this little fella, the red with a cardinal, the red cardinal in a chair and all that. If you were just say 25, when all that happened, you would have been 7 or 8. All that'd be meaningless to you. All that would have been meaningless. You wouldn't have been able to. You wouldn't have been interested in what was going on in political circles in the country about Albert Reynolds' government and all that getting brought down. So I'll have to go. I'll have to put tags and all the images and all that to explain to people who they are and their age. Because for older people, there's no problem. Like to me. 1984 is like yesterday, but you know, if you're of this generation and you're say 25, 26 or less, well, all that's meaningless. It doesn't have any meaning for you. I keep forgetting this. So anyway, you know where I'm coming from. I'll have to put a lot more effort and a lot more time into it. The next thing I just want to do is I just want to thank all of the people. I'm going to read a few names out here of the various people that put postings up in relation to the, you know, do we have some sort of spiritual aspect to our nature. And I just want to thank P.R. Hughes, Amaze Bend, Sir Salah, Pardon What, Mac Attack, Navy Gold 84, The Modern Mystic, Sham Today, Globe Vetus, 1984 Norway, Celtic Reject, Shorts 207, Yellow Labrador, The European Agenda. Have a read of some of these comments these people made. It's only two postings back. You'll see at the heading. You get a chance, just go to it. You know, do we have a spiritual aspect to our being? And have a look at the comments. I think they're just, some of them are brilliant. I mean, some of them are massive. They're massive comments. They really are. They give you. I mean, they're. I know. It's like an apprentice philosophy. But I'll give you a better insight at some of these philosophy classes would, because it's all sort of formal mumbo jumbo to a large extent, and it's very constrained stuff and very deliberate and very sort of well thought out, very well constructed thing. But this is a different thing. This is a lot of just people's own experience of life, and anyway, I think it's worth looking at, and. I'm certainly not going to let all this just. I'll have to put it on a CD. I think if I want to ask these, well, I'm going to probably ask about 10 or 12 questions along this sort of line and see where we can go. I have another one for later on during the week, maybe next weekend. We'll pose it and we see where it goes. But those the responses to that were fantastic and give us a great insight into the whole sort of man's nature. The final two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about an article which was sitting. I was out today and I was sitting waiting for a meeting to start. I left myself 2 hours to get to North County Dublin. It took me about an hour, and so I had about 20 minutes. And the only paper I could buy in this newspaper shop that I went into, because I just wanted to see what was going on, was an Irish version of the Daily Mail. And a bit of a rag. I think it's a Murdoch newspaper. I'm nearly sure it is. It's Associated Press on it. I'm nearly sure that's Murdoch. But interesting article on page 4 of it. Now I can't put the URL up because they have a website, but it's only for the English newspaper, so I can't put this up. So what I've done is I've scanned it and I'll put it up now. And then what you can do is you can read it. You can stop the video and just have a wee read of it. And basically what it's about is it's about EU tax harmonisation. And basically it's the old quid pro quo getting enacted here again. And basically what's happening is one of the leading lawyers in Europe, a fellow called Peter Klipp, he's head of the think tank. It's a legal think tank called Open Europe, and he said that they're going to press ahead with this within 2 or 3 years. And as I say, it's all based on the quid pro quo. They're giving us all this money for NAMA, and in return we have to do the brown nosing job, and this is part of it. And the what it basically will mean is there'll be tax harmonisation within a band right across Europe. So we will no longer be able to have all these American companies here just for the sake of cheap taxes and all that. You know, the parties put out that they're here because we have such wonderful workforces and we're so efficient. A load of balls. Only here for one thing and one thing only. We have the lowest tax rate for international corporations in the whole of Europe. And the day that changes, they'll all be gone out of here. They will, within a year, 18 months, they'll all be gone. Watch. Just watch this space. Watch how big international capital works. The likes of Dell and Google and all that crowd and Intel and all. You watch. So the word on the street is anyway, they want their pound of flesh. We signed up to Europe. They give us the money, and now it's payback time. They want the money back from our banks. Their banks, their big international banks want the money back from our banks. And they want the pound of flesh, and the pound of flesh just comes with this. This is just one of the pound of flesh. Equal, because the likes of Germany and France and all that, they don't want some little country playing off a... We're going to sing, if we're going to all sing, we have to sing off the same hymn sheet. That's the way it goes down. So have we look at, I say, have a look, just stop the go back and just stop it there, and you can, or I might put it up again. Maybe I should put it up at the end of this. I'd put it up at the end of this, that's what I'd do. I'd put it up at the end of this now. And you can have a look at it, okay? And the final thing then I want to put up, it's a link, it's a video. It's called it's a news station, political news station, economic news station in America. It's a private one. It's called The Real News. And what they are is they're like sort of neoliberals. It's the best way I could describe them. You couldn't say they're lefties. They're not. I don't know. I don't know what their politics are. Strange sort of politics. Anyway, it doesn't matter what their politics are. They're trying to act as an alternative to the so-called mainstream American news outlets, you know, which are the mainstream channels, which are basically Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck channels. That's what they are, because they just play to the lowest RMS value in society, like the lowest root mean square value of society, just to play to that. Just anyway, I don't want to say, just they're just playing to a very, very much lower than average sort of person within the very less than critical person within the United States, and their politics are dubious at best, and generally are very right wing and very sort of neo-fascist type politics. But this crowd's basically trying to do something different, and they're called The Real News, and you should have a look at this article. And basically what it's about is, it's about the deficit, and I've spoken about it before, and basically it's a deficit the United States, the states within the US make, because the US is obviously like Europe, it's a conglomerate of states. So the United States at the minute, their income is down this year $190 billion, and that represents a 28% shortfall in the United States spending. The state spending, do you understand? So they're down approximately 30%, and in order to sort of balance the books, what they're going to have to do is they're obviously going to have to do two things. They're going to have to increase state taxes, and they're going to have to cut back on state spending. And in order to do that, they're going to have to cut back on three main areas, and the three main areas are education, healthcare, and social services. So it doesn't look like a happy time for America. Obviously some states are worse affected than others, but we'll just see. It's just very interesting times. We'll talk more. Okay, bye bye everybody.